Hi everybody, welcome to the dungeon. My name is Robin and today is Lampworking in Black and White, volume 32. I had a crazy weekend where I spent all this time making or trying to make a three-dimensional flower marini. And when I went to go finally use the marini and put it into a bead and see how it looked, I didn't like it at all. Just scrapped the whole project and 10 hours of work, deleted everything. And I got really frustrated. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna come down here and just make something, anything, just something completely different from a marini flower. And lo and behold, this Moorland Field Cane came into my mind, and I thought I'd go ahead and make that. It's so simple, it's beautiful, it's easy to make, easy to apply. It just looks great as a foreground or as a background, or just as a whole bead like I have it here for you all today. And on that note, I hope you're all doing safe and well out there. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time in the dungeon. Okay, I'm gonna start this out by making the cane, and what I'm gonna do is I'll just start with the intense black. You can use any dense black that you have. I just have the intense black on hand, so that's what I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna just gather a little bit up on my mandrel. All I'm looking for here is just a stringer. I need to make 3 lines on my glass, so you don't really need a whole bunch of this, but you want enough. I always like to make 2 of all the canes that I make, and the reason why is because I want to make sure that I will have enough to go around the whole bead. So I have my black intense stringer there, and now I'm going to go ahead and just gather up a huge wad of white. And I like to use white by Moretti, the 204 white. It's my favorite white. It is so beautiful and dense, and it just works great. So that's what I'm using, and I'm just gonna, like I said, gather a big amount. Pretty much, this is the whole cane. It's just the white cane with a few black stripes. And I like to use the metal punties. And the reason why is because I just feel like I have a little bit more control over the glass. I don't feel like I'm gonna have an end that is made out of glass that might melt and get kind of funny on me. So having the metal punties is really helpful. And I'm just gonna punty up. And when I do this, I'm just barely touching the glass. I don't wanna push the punty all the way up there. I just want to make sure that it's stuck there. I don't want to push it in too much. And then I'll just continue to gather a whole bunch more white glass until I have about the amount that I'm looking for. And I have my marble mold, and this will help me to kind of very quickly shape it up into a nice even shape that I'm looking for, kind of like a football shape, and that will get me to where I need to go. Okay, I'm gonna add this stringer now, and what I do is I'm just gonna start at the very base where the punty is, and I'm just gonna draw my line all the way to the very end of the white. And I'm kind of doing this like a clock, like I'll do the first stripe at 12 o'clock, and then the next one at 11 o'clock, going backwards, and then the next one at 10 o'clock. And that kind of gives me the spacing that I need. So when I pull it out, you still see a good amount of white in between the black. Everything will go to that one point at the end, which gives you a really nice spot to know where to punty up the other side. And when I put in my punty, I will make sure that it's right in the center, touching all of those 3 lines. So when I go to pull it out, everything will be nice and even all the way up and down the cane. Anytime I'm heating up a big mass of glass like this, I'm gonna like pull it out into a cane. I can't stress enough how nice it is to have the metal punties because they don't melt, they don't overheat, and I'm not gonna have any problem controlling the ends of the glass. So you can get it as hot as you want and not have to worry about the glass, any glass punties getting overheated. Okay, I'm gonna pull this out and then nice, as long as I can get, not too thin, not too thick. And I always make 2 canes because I wanna make sure that I have enough to wrap around a whole bead. So just in case, I have my second backup cane. And there is our Moorland Field Cane. It looks great. I love the way the black just is really nice and stark in there, and I didn't have any issues with the intense black at all on top of this white. All right, let's go ahead and get into the bead. And the whole bead is just gonna be solid black. So I need to gather up as much as I can until I have about the size that I'm looking for. And I'll start out just by really getting my mandrel hot. A lot of times I won't get it very, as hot as I need to. And when I add glass, the bead release can get gassy when the hot glass hits it, and sometimes you'll get bubbles rising up from the surface. So if that happens to you, just get it hot, get those bubbles to rise up to the surface until they pop, and then continue. But if you have a nice hot mandrel, that probably won't happen to you. Anyway, I'm just going to get a lot of glass here on my mandrel, about, 3/4 of an inch, and gonna get it nice and hot and just roll it out a little bit. So I will get it ready for my next bit of glass. I'm not gonna be real picky about the edges here, or things being perfect, because I decided that I wanted to make this whole bead what I call a soft bead. So it's not going to be completely smooth. So I'm just gonna add a whole another layer of black glass, and I am using I think an 8 or 9 millimeter size rod of glass here. It really is nice to work with a larger size rod when I am getting so much glass hot. I just don't want to work with a small rod because then it takes forever to get the amount of glass that you need for the bead. And at this point, I'm just kind of sizing it up, seeing if this is the size I'm looking for or if I need to add a little bit more. And from the looks of what I have here, I'm going to add some more. So I'm just gonna get a little bit more black glass here and just get a big wrap around the center. And that should be enough. If it's off center or not perfect on your wrap, it's okay. All I'm doing is just gonna heat it all in anyway and round it out again. Using my graphite paddle can be really helpful to get everything closer to a lower profile, and then things just heat up quicker for me. All right, I like the amount of glass that I have here, so I'm just gonna just smooth out the equator part a little bit. And now we are ready to add our cane. So I'm just gonna heat up kind of where I'm going to add the glass to, and I'm gonna heat up the cane as well, and then stick it to the base of my bead close to the mandrel and start to wrap it up from there to the whole other side of the bead. And when I am wrapping this, I'm also twisting back and forth. There's no rhyme or reason here, and that's what's so wonderful about this cane is you can go forwards a little bit, backwards a little bit, you know, however you want it to look. It is just going to look really cool when it's less organized. I do leave a little bit of gaps here and there. And just squiggling it back and forth. It takes a long time, or it took me a long time to get this cane all the way applied. So as I am, you know, getting the cane on there, I'm also every now and then just flashing that bottom half so none of that cane cracks off later on. I'm glad I made 2 canes because I definitely needed it. So the second cane can go on anywhere. You're not going to notice where it begins or ends anyway. Just continue by, you know, going forwards a few times. Sometimes I go backwards once or twice, getting enough of the stripes and enough of the just white in there to make things look interesting. And once I get close to the other end, I'm not really worried about getting super close to the mandrel. Like I said, it's going to be a soft bead, so the edges, you'll still see the black bead underneath on the top and the bottom of this bead. Anyway, so I have all of my cane on there. I love the way it looks already. So to finish things off here, all I need to do is just go in and gently start to smooth everything out with my graphite paddle. I definitely want to smooth out my edges a little bit, but nothing's going to get so smooth to where it's all completely one level. It's just going to end up being soft. So that is it. And I'm just going to continue just melting in a little bit here and there. This bead can look amazing with color as well. Just to let you know, you don't have to do the black and whites in black and white. Color can look really, really amazing. All right, we are just gonna wrap things up here at the end. And you know, all I'm doing is just kind of getting to what I want. This is one of those beads that you can kind of stop at any time. You know, it's really nice to have this soft texture all around. So don't worry about this bead being completely, you know, incorporated, you know, in smooth, smooth, smooth. Let some of that background show through. I mean, that really, you know, just makes it look even more interesting and landscape-ish looking. I don't know, let me know what you think about this one. I really, really love the way it came out. I hope you do too. And I'm just gonna finish up here by heating it up a little bit more. I think we're just about done. And on that note, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time in the dungeon.